skin, black skin. A lot of times growing up, we didn't really use anything on our face but soap, which was so wrong. We have to take care of our skin. There's products out there that will work for you, whether it's breakouts, dark spots, light spots. And then I found it, and it's Urban Skin RX. I use my Clear Skin Cleansing Bar. And it's so easy, it's so simple, right? Take your pad, I wet it, set it up, get my face really, really good. I think I let mine sit on for maybe like 10 seconds. We use the clarifying gel pads. These right here, by the way, my mom said, can you send her some? These are everything. I'll just take this bottle with me, okay?
Hey girlie, I'm gonna hit you right back. Give me just a second, washing my face. Got the minute. That's cute. No, that's not cute enough. Ooh, that's cute. Sexy and classy. You'll do. I'm coming. I know, I'm so sorry. Don't kill me. Girl, I'm so sorry. Don't kill me.
It's cold outside, but this is cute though.
Thank you. You brought bubbly. Yay. Now it's a party, gorgeous. Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's a party. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
So, who is that cutie in the tan sweater?
So you think he's cute?
Mm-hmm. Was that you?
No, baby, that's you.
No, I heard he was single last time I checked.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, enough of him. What's up with your skin?
Right, because this glow is just.
I thank you. You like it? It's called Urban Skin RX. Thank you. It's everything. It's my new zhuzh.
Try that out.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully he likes it.
He will like it. Don't even worry about that.
Excuse me. Can you tell me where the bathroom is?
Sure. It's down the hall on the left.
Down the hall?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
You like it? Okay.
Just okay.
It's okay.
We'll see how she feels after that glass
Right,
of wine.
have to.
Oh, you know. Okay, so are we planning this trip or what?
Yes.
Where are we going?
I don't have any more PTO.
PTO, well, you better find some. Hello, sick.
Where are we going? You think
go to Bali?
Bali? I was thinking Miami. You're thinking Bali. I was thinking no passport necessary.
was the biggest contract I had signed so far in my career. I was excited to go out there and perform. And the first play of the game, I stepped on a defender's foot, turned my ankle pretty bad. And so that kept me down for about a couple weeks.
So at that time we were stressed out, like, what are we gonna do? And, you know, his income playing as a professional basketball player was supporting us. He struggled on what he wanted to do or finding a job. He met the wrong crowd and ended up to start slowly selling marijuana to support pretty much what he thought he needed to do to support me and him.
It was kind of one of those things to where it was just like, I went on one job interview. You know, I do have my college degree. I have my bachelor's in human resources. So I literally went on one job interview. and I was like, you know, I don't think I can do this, you know. I mean, I've been playing basketball my whole life and it's supported me. And so naturally, it just kind of, well, let me see how this works. 28, 29 years old, trying to see if I could sell marijuana. So it just kind of happened, and then it just spiraled out of control.
It drew me and him apart. That was probably the worst part of our relationship, was when he started clubbing so much, going out, getting to the money, while I was pretty much trying to hold it down for me and my son at home.
Even playing professional basketball, the money I made, you know, I was making decent money, but this money was just on another level. And if you never had real money before, you don't know what it's going to do to you or how it'll change you. I just felt like I was indestructible. I felt like I can do anything. I felt like I can get anything I want. And I felt like she couldn't tell me anything. You know, I felt like either you're going to listen to me and do what I want to do, and that's that.
That's when he started cheating on me, and when I found out about it, I confronted him over the phone. A lot of times when you go through someone cheating on you, you be like, what did I do wrong? Or da-da-da-da-da. Of course that's going to go through your mind, but at the end of the day, you must know that it isn't you. It is the person that's hurting you that needs to change. And I just told him, hey, when you get back, my stuff and JJ were gonna be gone. My friends came over that night, helped me pack my car, and we drove 13 hours straight to Chicago.
I honestly was like, you know what? This is what I wanted, because, you know, I'm in the streets right now. I'm hustling this marijuana. I'm making like retarded amounts of money, fast money. I felt like I wanted to be single. I didn't want that burden of her asking me where I'm at, what time I'm gonna be home. I didn't want those questions. So I honestly felt like at first, like, yeah, fine, let's go. You know, I'm gonna live the bachelor life.
I just had to get away. I didn't like what he was doing. I didn't like the person he was becoming. It wasn't for me anymore. I was like, this is not me. I wasn't raised this way. I shouldn't have to deal with this stuff. He was upset. He was mad at me for leaving, for the things that he's done to me.
Everything was still there, like all the furniture, everything. She didn't take anything with her but clothes and our son. A legit 4 days of coming back to that apartment, and it just felt so empty. It took about probably 2 weeks or so before I decided to go up there and face, you know, her mom, her dad, and man up.
What made me forgive Rico when he came up to ask for forgiveness from my parents and from me is because I still loved him. And I still wanted to be with him regardless of all the hurt. And of course, our son. I stayed for both of us. But we got a call when we were in Chicago that, you know, the feds were all around his mom's house. And at that time, it was like, wow, they have caught up to you. You know, there was a big case in Charlotte, and we were, you know, at home celebrating Easter with my family, and we're like, what are we gonna do?
Me going to prison, I took it as a challenge to go in there and become the best me that I can become. Honestly, I don't know how she did it, you know, because I put her through hell. It was the right decision to leave me.
I told him, like, no, I'm gonna be here. I'm not going anywhere. There's not a time that within 26 months that me and JJ would miss.
I can't explain, what made her stay, but I can say that I'm eternally grateful and I'm blessed. You know what I mean?
I love my baby.
Dang, I didn't expect that to happen. And I'll tell you, I mean, if I can go back and erase the things that I've done, the things that I've been through, I wouldn't change a thing, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm sitting here today with my soon-to-be wife, and I'm a better man for it, and I feel like our relationship is in such a good place that it's unbreakable.
I would say the biggest struggle of my life has been dealing with body dysmorphic disorder, or known as body dysmorphia. So you're basically obsessing over your appearance and the way that you look to the point where it hinders your everyday life. For example, I would be late to every single class just about because I could not get out of the mirror. Like, that is a huge symptom of body dysmorphia, is you cannot get out of the mirror. All women can relate to having flaws or not being happy about something, but this is to the point where it is devastating to your life. Mine has always been my hair. I would say my skin follows that. If I can just fix this, if I can just get the right haircut, or if I can get my spider veins gone, or if I can take Accutane and get rid of my acne, then I'll be happy. Then I will feel satisfied. Then I will no longer suffer. But that moment never came, and it actually got more and more frustrating because I would do all these things that I thought were gonna help, but they just made it worse. But specifically about the way that I look. If you have an event to go to and you need to get all dressed up and pretty, I mean, those days were nightmares for me. I couldn't even walk to class, or I couldn't go to work, or I couldn't face the day because of the way that I looked. At UNCC, I was in the cafeteria eating. I just had this random red mark on my wrist, and I don't know, it could have been a scratch, it could have been whatever, but I had a panic attack in the cafeteria over this one mark. My mind started going crazy, oh, do I have a rash? What's wrong with me? And I knew at that moment, when I had a panic attack, I needed to get professional help.
Are you almost ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. My hair is just terrible. It just looks awful. I don't know what to do with it. And so I prayed about it, and next session she said, have you ever heard of body dysmorphia? Because that's what you have. And that was just an aha moment. I didn't have any other choice except to push forward and participate in these exercises, whether they were difficult, not wear makeup around my roommates, or I actually had to keep a log of how many hours I spent in the mirror per day. I was averaging about 6 to 8 hours a day in the mirror. That was a huge realization for me. Everything my whole life that I thought was different about me finally made sense. And it was devastating at first, but it was almost a relief, because I was like, wow, I actually know what's wrong with me now, so I can actually work towards fixing it instead of nobody knowing how to help me. Before I couldn't even hardly get out of the mirror to even accomplish something, let alone hold a job or a career. My self-worth, or how good I do today, or how well I perform today, or how good of a day I have, is not based on how I look. It's very unhealthy thinking, and it just really affects your everyday life. My main goals right now is to just be happy. I feel like I've come really, really far from where I started. After I came through my struggle and my process, it would feel so great to help other women too, to feel better about themselves. And so that's why I initially wanted to keep pursuing the skincare. If there's any girls out there, it doesn't matter how young. If you see signs in yourself or someone else, just really realize that you are beautiful.
I think my #1 passion is to teach dance. It used to be to dance, period, but since I can't anymore, it's just to teach. I started dancing when I was 4 because I was really shy, but my mom put me in dance because they were worried that something, I guess, was wrong with me. So they put me in dance, and I never stopped after that. I have a lot of insecurities, but I know that when I'm dancing, that's probably the one time I'm the most confident. And it's given me my lifelong friends that I still have. My mom and my dad got divorced. It was a very nasty divorce, and I was home a lot of the times that arguments happened and things were said, and I heard a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have heard. But dance really helped me, I think, just because I got to be out of the house and I could be with my friends, and I didn't have to talk about what was going on at home or worry about what was going on at home. It was a nice little escape for me. The older I got and I knew that there was a world of dance where I could continue to do it and get paid for it, that's what I think I was like, okay, I don't want a real job, I just want to dance. I decided I was gonna work on a cruise ship to save up money so that way I could move out to LA and just dance. Also being surrounded by somebody at my dance studio who did go on to LA and basically did everything that everybody wants to do in LA. He's worked for everybody. I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. Well, I got signed within like 4 days after moving to LA. I just kind of shopped around the agencies, kind of presented myself, and then I just picked who I figured would be the best fit for me. Knowing that like you get these opportunities, like 5 a week, opportunities to book a job, I think it was just encouraging to me to be like, if you don't get this one, there's another one coming next week. If you don't get this one, there's one coming at the end of the week. I never really was discouraged to the point where I was like, well, it's always gonna be no, no, no for me. A lot of people do get that way, but for me, I was just like, I just get to dance, I just get to dance, I don't care. Whatever happens, happens, which was not a good idea because I kind of surrounded myself with the wrong people. I was going out drinking all the time, at the beach when I should have been in auditions, and I started to kind of pick and choose what auditions I wanted to go to because if I didn't feel like getting up and getting ready, I wasn't gonna go. LA kind of broke my spirit a little bit just because of who I was surrounded by at the time, not necessarily LA, the city. And I think at that point it hit me like, you just don't want to be here. You need to like remove yourself because this is just not a healthy environment for you. And when I moved back home, I started to notice how much like of a toll it took on my body because when I started to teach, it's like all of a sudden I could feel all of the pressure that I had put on my body. My knees were like destroyed, my back was destroyed. And then after I had surgery on one knee, I'm now having to have surgery on the other knee. But I'm happy that I took like the path that I took because it forced me to become dependent on myself and not necessarily dependent on other people. I didn't know that when I came here I was gonna get into such a good atmosphere. I've actually met some really great people working here. This makes me really happy, actually. I love coming to work. I haven't loved coming to work in so long, and I love coming to work.
Are you just saying that?
No, I'm so serious.
Okay.
I love coming. I was really mad last month when Julie only gave me 2 days off, and I didn't want 2 days off. Aww. It was really irritating. My biggest dream is to just give my love of dance back to kids and just teach. I do encourage kids like that do want to pursue dance as a career to really weigh their options. So I think me being able to teach was a way for me to kind of get my fire back, my passion in dance without having to worry about it ever going away from me because it's never going to go anywhere. Teaching won't. I know that performing wise, I'm pretty much done. Well, I can say I didn't know as much about skincare until I started working for Urban Skin.
Perfect.
I really didn't. I mean, like I washed, my mom was so country. I washed my face with Dial soap because it would like dry out the acne, right? Or like Dove. And then I would just put on like lotion and that was it. I never wore sunscreen every day until I started working at Urban Skin. Isn't that wild?
I wanted to specialize in clinical skincare for diverse skin tones, especially tanned and darker skin of color. I don't like any form of inequality, and I saw a form of inequality in an industry that I was very passionate about, which was, you know, problematic skin, because I suffered from problematic skin. I suffered from being really overweight and a face full of acne. So when I wanted to devote my life to that industry and then noticed that all my friends that had tan and darker skin, they had very limited offerings from medical spas, laser centers, skincare products, I was like, well, this is my calling. And people thought I was crazy, but they were crazy. Look at me now. So my most important job is being a mother to my daughter, Rosie.
Mom, when are you gonna get a boyfriend?
Well, you keep me pretty busy. It's hard for me to go meet a boyfriend when I'm playing with you and taking care of you and tickling you. It's hard to meet a boyfriend. She's hilarious. Yeah, Rosie is hilarious. The most rewarding thing is that unconditional love. She's extremely intelligent and, you know, she can be persistent as well. So she wants to know what the deal is.
That's so cute.
We play for hours and have such fun and eat volcano pie. And when he throws me in the air, he throws me really high.
I want my dad to do that to me.
Do you miss Daddy?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And so she's starting to ask those hard questions like, why doesn't Daddy want to spend more time with me? Or why does he always leave a little bit after he gets here? Or why can't he live with us? And I'll be transparent that I had a long history of being in unhealthy relationships. Having Rosie dramatically changed me in the world of dating. She really caused me to get my act together. Like, I stopped dealing with her father because of her. I'm not gonna allow my little girl to see me in a negative relationship. So she really made me a lot stronger. A lot of people don't know that a lot of my motivation for my business came from men that mistreated me. It really like fueled me. When the last one resulted in me ending up a single mom, and then I pulled myself out of unhealthy relationships and took all that wasted time and energy that I was putting into something negative, and I don't know, I just ended up being like, I'm gonna show everybody how busy and motivated I can be. It was just like, I'm gonna do anything and everything to make this work. Have you seen my phone?
I don't have it.
Did you take and hide my phone again?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
Because you don't spend time with me.
I'm sorry, you know Mommy's just busy doing work, but you can't take my phone. Where is it? Will you give it to me, please? The majority of work that I do is on my phone, and you know, you can have your phone anywhere, and so I really try to be conscious of spending time with her that doesn't involve having my phone around, which I struggle at, and I think overall I don't do the best job with. Oh, you know I love you. I deal with a ton of guilt being a single working mother. I don't know if it's normal or not. I don't know if like this is how all single moms feel, or just mothers in general feel, or working parents feel. So I just, you know, really want to encourage my single mothers or my women who are in negative relationships to take all that time and all that energy that you are devoting into thinking about that person or into that relationship, and if you took that and put that into your career or a hobby or a volunteering, you could really change your life. You could change other people's lives, and it's not that bad. You know, being a little bit lonely is not as bad as being unhappy.
overheard one coworker, she said that she didn't think ADD was real until she met me. There's also ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, whatever. I don't have that one. So yeah, just attention deficit disorders. I don't understand the concept of time. I have a little bit of difficulty focusing on one thing, and my mind will kind of jump, and I'm just doing a lot of things at one time and never really accomplishing anything. I ended up getting kicked out of college, and then also, like, my mother, she banned me from taking messages when she wasn't home because I used to flip the numbers. And I was like, all you have to do is flip the digits around, you'll figure out what number it is. And she just like got so upset because like some longtime friend from 20 years ago called the house and I messed up the phone number. I'll look at the clock and it just tells me that I have more time than I do. And it's always been an issue. Like I can do set the alarms, I can do timers, alarms. It's just have to have everything in absolute perfect order or I can easily get distracted. So I'll be trying to get ready for work in the morning and I end up vacuuming. It's just something like that. So if I don't wake up and take medication immediately, it is very likely that I'm gonna get off course for the day. But I don't wanna be dependent on something. I just feel like it's something that I can handle on my own. I mean, even for this interview today, I didn't take any medication. And as you see, my answers might just be jumping around from everywhere. I used to be afraid to apply for jobs or do anything outside of where I was at because I was just like, well, they know me here and they know what they're dealing with, and if I go somewhere else, how will they work with me on it?
We don't know what to do. We have done literally everything to try to help you with time management here because you are such an asset for the company and we love so many things about you and you're such an amazing esthetician, but at this point, it's looking like we're literally playing favorites by allowing you to get away with things that are completely against our company policy when other girls can't get away with those things.
There's been numerous jobs that I should have been fired from, but I would make a connection with somebody in management or something where I've been given chance and chance again. I'm sure there's some ADD champions that have really like gotten a hold of it and gotten ahead of it. I'm still struggling with it and it's been really hard. I'm a good worker, but I never finish my assignments or tasks in a timely fashion. And that's what I still have issues with now. If anything is out of order, my whole day is gone and lost. It takes me almost twice as long to do what everybody else does. At the end of the day, you have to get your job done, and if in a timely manner, the better for everyone. So I have an excellent group of people that I work with. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have made it. I've been defeated so many times, and they'll kind of give me like a little pep talk to keep me going. I want to be a face in Charlotte that people know for excellent skincare. It sounds really crazy, but I want to look at someone's skin and be able to tell what they ate the night before. And I do want to be looked at as someone to go to in the Charlotte area, known to provide excellent education. I'm committed at this point. I gave up a lot to become an esthetician, so I didn't care where I was going to be or what the plan was. I was going to stay committed to this.
Finally, a life-changing skincare line specially made for women like myself, women of color.
It fades dark marks if you have bumps or blemishes, cleans your pores out. Now I feel more beautiful when I wear makeup because my skin is flawless. First thing I got was the Even Tone Cleansing Bar, and it was amazing. I noticed that my skin complexion was luminous and even.
As a beauty blogger, I'm constantly giving products to try. Urban Skin RX has by far been the best for my skin.
My skin was continuously breaking out. I didn't want to leave the house without any makeup on, and once I started using it, I immediately felt more confident with my appearance.
Urban Skins me ha cambiado la vida.
And the reason I began using Urban Skin RX is because I've had lifelong hyperpigmentation, oily skin, large pores, and I just needed some correction.
Urban Skin RX, it just works, and I love it.
You better buy it!
But we got a call when we were in Chicago that, you know, the feds were all around his mom's house. At that time, it was like, wow, they have caught up to you. We were at home celebrating Easter with my family, and we're like, what are we gonna do?
ADD, what I've been diagnosed with, is a attention deficit disorder. I have a little bit of difficulty focusing on one thing. I'm sure there's some ADD champions that have really like gotten a hold of it and gotten ahead of it. I'm still struggling with it.
It's like all of a sudden I could feel all of the pressure that I had put on my body. My knees were like destroyed. My back was destroyed. I was in physical therapy for my back for like 3 months.
Body dysmorphic disorder, or known as body dysmorphia. So you're basically obsessing over your appearance and the way that you look to the point where it hinders your everyday life.
I'm not gonna allow my little girl to see me in a negative relationship. Because like I said, I'll be transparent that I had a long history of being in unhealthy relationships.